Hello students and good morning. So now I am doing class for class 10. So this is the continuation class on the chapter real life problems related to different solid objects, that is mensuration. In the last online class also we were doing the same topic. So today is the continuation class of this chapter. Same exercise. Let us work out exercise 19, page number 265. And in the last online class, we did question number 7. Now let's do this question number 8. So here the question number 8 is, just try to understand it. Now you have to understand this question. Then you can easily do the problem. If the radii and the volumes of a solid sphere and a solid right circular cylinder are equal. In the question, it is given that there is a solid sphere and a solid right circular cylinder. So both of these shapes have got the same radii and the same volume. तो यहाँ जुन चाहिँ solid sphere र right circular cylinder दिएको छ, यिनीहरुको रेडियस सेम छ अनि के पनि सेम छ, भोल्युम पनि सेमै छ. ठीक छ? Now let us calculate the ratio of the radius and the height of the cylinder. So you have to calculate the ratio of the radius and the height of the cylinder. त्यो cylinder को चाहिँ तिमीले radius र height को के निकाल्नु पर्छ? Ratio निकाल्नु पर्छ. So I think you have understood the question. So let us do the solution now. So let us assume the radius of the sphere. Let the radius of the sphere be r. Let the radius of the sphere be r. So what is the volume of the solid sphere? Therefore, volume of the solid sphere is equal to, what is the formula? It is 4 upon 3 pi r cube. This is the formula. So what is the volume of the solid sphere? It is 4 upon 3 pi r cube. So I think you have understood it. You should know the formula, right? So what is the volume of the sphere? Solid sphere is 4/3 pi r cube. Now for cylinder, radius is r again, because the radius of both the sphere and the cylinder are equal. So therefore, radius of the cylinder is equal to, this is also r. Now in this case, for cylinder you have to find out the volume. So in order to find out the volume of the cylinder, you should know the height of the cylinder also. Let us assume the height of the cylinder. Let the height of the cylinder, be h. Okay? So therefore, volume of the cylinder is equal to, what is the formula? It is pi r square h. So volume of the cylinder is pi r square h. So again, what is given in the question? Volume of the solid sphere is equal to volume of the solid right circular cylinder. And from this condition, you have to get the ratio of the radius and height of the cylinder. That means you have to find out r is to h also. Okay? Now by question, their volumes are equal. So by question, their volumes are equal. So what can I write here? Therefore, volume of the solid sphere, that is 4/3 pi r cube. 4/3 pi r cube is equal to, what is the volume of the cylinder? It is pi r square h. Is that understood now? So from both the sides you can cancel. This pi gets cancels and r square and cube will be cancelled. So what are the remaining terms now? Let us write down the remaining terms. यो r cube लाई r square ले r times जान्छ है. So r square cancel भयो, यो cube cancel भयो. That is one of the r remains on the left hand side. Okay. So it is 4 upon 3. It is 4 upon 3 r is equal to what? H. H. Now you can find out the ratio of the radius and the height of the cylinder. That is r is to h. Let us take h to the left hand side. So let us cross multiply. 4r is equal to 3h. Now 4 is taken to the right hand side and this h is taken to the left hand side. So this is r upon h is equal to 3 upon 4. So this is r is to h is equal to, this is 3 is to 4. So what is the radius? What is the ratio of the radius and the height of the cylinder? It is 3 is to 4. This is the answer. So therefore, ratio of the radius and height of the cylinder is equal to, what is the answer out here? It is 3 is to 4. So this is the final answer. So I think you have understood it. Tatimani yo copy ganu. Now we'll do the next problem. So now we'll do the next question, that is question number 9. So let us do this question number 9 now. Now try to understand this question. Let us determine the number of solid spheres with diameter of 2.1 decimeter that can be made by melting a solid copper rectangular parallelepiped piece with length of 6.6 decimeter, breadth of 4.2 decimeter and thickness of 1.4 decimeter, and also calculate the quantity of metal in decimeter cube in each sphere. त यहाँ क्वेशनले के भन्दैछ भन्दाखेरि, there is a solid copper rectangular parallelepiped. There is a cuboid whose length is 6.6 decimeter, breadth is 4.2 decimeter and thickness, that is the height, is 1.4 decimeter. And now this rectangular parallelepiped is melted and a solid sphere and a number of solid spheres is formed by melting this solid copper rectangular parallelepiped. And what is the radius? And what is the diameter? What is the diameter of each of this sphere? It is 2.1 decimeter. So, एउटा rectangular parallelepiped छ. तो त्यो rectangular parallelepiped को length दिएको छ 6.6 decimeter, breadth दिएको छ 4.2 decimeter अनि thickness, that is the height, is 1.4 decimeter. तो यो rectangular parallelepiped लाई चाहिँ गलाएर सानो स्फियर्सहरु बनाइन्दैछ, थुप्रो स्फियर्सहरु बनाइन्दैछ, जसको प्रत्येकको डायमिटर कति रहेछ? 2.1 decimeter each. So how many solid spheres can be made? You have to find it. Also you have to calculate the quantity of metal. You have to find out the quantity of metal in decimeter cube in each sphere. That means you have to find out the volume of each sphere also. So I think you have understood it. So in this case, you have to find out the number of solid spheres. So you have to calculate the volume. So first of all, that solid rectangular parallelepiped is melted, and from there solid spheres, number of solid spheres are made. Okay, so let us find out the volume of this solid copper rectangular parallelepiped. Okay, so now let us write here, this is the solution. Length, what is the length of the rectangular parallelepiped? It is 6.6 decimeter. What is its breadth? What is its breadth? It is 4.2 decimeter. And what is its thickness? What is its thickness? What is the thickness given here? It is 1.4 decimeter. So I think you have understood it. So let us find out the volume now. So therefore, volume of the rectangular parallelepiped. Volume of the rectangular parallelepiped is equal to, what is the formula? Length into breadth into height. Height means thickness. What is the length out here? It is 6.6 decimeter. What is the breadth out here? It is 4.2 into what is the height here? That is thickness is 1.4. That is, what is the unit? It is decimeter cube. Don't simplify it. Keep it as it is. Okay. So this is the volume of the rectangular parallelepiped. त यसैले नै गलाएर थुप्रो सलिड स्फियर्सहरु बनाइदैछ जसको प्रत्येकको डायमिटर कति रहेछ 2.1 decimeter. Now let us find out the volume of a solid sphere. एउटा solid sphere को पनि हामी के निकाल्छौं? भोल्युमै निकाल्छौं. ठीक छ? So diameter of its sphere. What is it? It is 2.1 decimeter, but this is the diameter. So what is its radius? Therefore its radius is equal to this diameter is divided by 2, this much decimeter. अब यो स्फियर को पनि हामीले के निकाल्छ? भोल्युम निकाल्नु पर्छ. सलिड स्फियर भनिँदैछ. How many solid spheres can be formed? So we have to find out the volume of a solid sphere. Therefore volume of a solid sphere is equal to 4/3 pi r cube, which is equal to 4/3 into what is pi here? It is 22/7 into what is r whole cube? It is 2.1/2 whole cube. Okay, so what is the unit here also? This is decimeter cube. Okay, now we have to find out the number of solid spheres that can be formed. You have to find out the number of solid spheres that can be formed. So how can you get the number of solid spheres that can be formed? केलाई चाहिँ हामीले गलाउँदै छौं यो भोल्युम अफ द रेक्टेंगुलर प्यारालेलोपाइपेड. यो रेक्टेंगुलर प्यारालेलोपाइपेडलाई चाहिँ हामीले मेल्ट गर्दै छौं. भनेपछि यसको भोल्युम अफ द रेक्टेंगुलर प्यारालेलोपाइपेड should be divided by volume of each solid sphere so that you can get the number of solid spheres. So in order to get the number of solid spheres, you have to divide this volume of the rectangular parallelepiped by the volume of each solid sphere. So let us divide it. So therefore, what is the formula for number of solid spheres is equal to, what is the formula? Volume of the rectangular parallelepiped, volume of the rectangular parallelepiped divided by what? Volume of a solid sphere. Volume of a solid sphere. त तिमीले एउटा के याद गर्नुपर्छ, यहाँ सिम्प्लिफाई नगर्ने अहिले, यहाँ एकदम सिम्प्लिफाई गर्नै हुँदैन अहिले. ठीक छ? अब let us put the values, which is equal to 6.6, 4.2 into 1.4, 4.2 into 1.4, this whole divided by, it is 4/3 into 22/7 into, this is 2.1/2 whole cube. So let us simplify it now. So this is 6.6, 4.2, 1.4, this whole divided by 4 by 3 into 22 by 7 into, what is 2.1 by 2 whole cube? So it is 2.1 by 2 into 2.1 by 2 into 2.1 by 2. So you can cancel the decimal point out here. That is, after decimal point there is one figure. Here also after decimal point there is one figure. So you can cancel them. So it is cancelled. Here also after decimal point there is one figure. After decimal point there is also one figure. This point gets cancels. Similarly here this point gets cancels because after decimal point there is only one figure. Okay. So let us simplify it. So which is equal to, this is 66. This is your 42 into this is your 14 into. Now this is 3 sevens are what? 21. It goes up in the numerator after simplification, isn't it? 3 sevens are 21 mathi goyo. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. Yo pani mathi goyo. Whole divided by, in the denominator, what do we write? It is 4 into 22 into 21 into 21 into 21. So now let us simplify it. So here this 21 gets cancels. So I think you have understood it. This is 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8. Okay. Next, 2 1s are 2, 2 11s are 22. Right? 11 1s are 11, 11 6s are 66. Right? Next, 21 1s are 21, 21 2s are 42. Okay? Next, 7 2s are 14, 7 3s are 21. Right? And 3 1s are 3, this is 3 2s are 6. Is that understood now? So what are the remaining terms out here? Which is equal to, this is 2 into 2 into 2 only. 2 into 2 into 2. And in the denominator, all are 1 out here. So which is equal to, it is 8. So how many solid spheres can be made from the solid rectangular parallelepiped? It is 8 number of spheres can be made. So this is the final answer. Now again in the question, what is asked here? What is to be calculated? You have to calculate the quantity of metal in decimeter cube in each sphere. प्रत्येक sphere को volume, that is प्रत्येक sphere मा चाहिँ कति volume of metal थियो त्यो निकाल्नु पर्छ. That means you have to find out the volume of each sphere. Okay? So let us find out the volume of each sphere. This is the volume of each sphere, isn't it? So let us write here again. So volume of each sphere is this one. So therefore volume of each sphere is equal to, we have already calculated it actually, 4/3 pi r cube. This is the one. 4 upon 3 into 22 by 7 into, this is 2.1 by 2 whole cube. So let us simplify it. Okay? So let us simplify it now. You have to simplify it. Okay? So it's equal to 4 upon 3 into 22 by 7 into 2.1 by 2 whole cube means 2.1 by 2 into 2.1 by 2 into 2.1 by 2. Right? So this is 2 2s are 4. 4 gets cancels. Right? So next, 2 1s are 2, 2 11s are 22. 7 1s are 7. This is 0.3. 7 3s are 21. Is equal to 1 upon 3 into 11 into 0.3 into 2.1 into 2.1. Again you can cancel here. 3 1s are 3. This is 0.1. So 11 into 0.1 is, that is your 11. So after decimal point there is one figure. You have to write down decimal point before one figure from the end, that is 1.1 into, now it is 2.1 into 2.1, which is equal to 1.1 into, let us multiply 2.1 into 2.1. So 2.1 into 2.1, how much is it? So it is 1 1s are 1, 1 2s are 2, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 1 4 4, right? So after decimal point there is one figure, after decimal point there is one figure. 1 plus 1 is 2. So you have to write down decimal point before two figures from the end. 1 4 point. That is, it is 4.41. Is that clear? Now again multiply this 4.41 by 1.1. So it is 144. It is also 144. So it is 1584. So after decimal point there are two figures. Here after decimal point there is one figure. 2 plus 1 is 3. So you have to write down decimal point before three figures from the end. 158. So it is 4.851, which is equal to 4.851. What is the unit here? It is decimeter cube. It is decimeter cube. So what is the quantity of metal in each sphere? What is the quantity of metal in each sphere? It is 4.851 decimeter cube. So now let us write down, therefore quantity of metal in each sphere. Quantity of metal in each sphere is equal to 4.851 decimeter cube. So this is the final answer. So how many solid spheres can be made? 8. What is the quantity of metal? So what is the quantity of metal in each sphere? It is 4.851 decimeter cube. So this is the answer. So you can copy it. Now we'll do the next question. So now we'll do question number 10. So the question number 10 here is, let us determine the length of a right circular rod of 2.8 centimeter radius made by recasting a solid gold sphere of 4.2 centimeter radius. तो यहाँ के भन्दैछ भन्दाखेरि राइट सर्कुलर रड, राइट सर्कुलर रड भनेको नै के हो? राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डर हो, याद गर्नु। राइट सर्कुलर रड भनेको नै राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डर। So in this case there is a solid gold sphere of 4.2 centimeter radius. यसलाई नै भत्काएर एउटा के बनाउँदैछ? एउटा राइट सर्कुलर रड बनाउँदैछ जसको रेडियस कति छ? 2.8 centimeter रेडियस। त हामीले के निकाल्नु पर्छ? You have to determine the length of that right circular rod. So now there is a sphere, solid gold sphere, whose radius is 4.2 centimeter. यसलाई नै भत्काएर गलाएर एउटा के बनायो? राइट सर्कुलर रड बनाउँदैछ। That means राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्ड्रिकल शेप रड बनाउँदैछ जसको रेडियस कति छ? 2.8 centimeter. तो त्यो रड, राइट सर्कुलर रड को लेंथ, that is you have to find out the height of that right circular rod of 2.8 centimeter radius. Is that understood now? Is the question clear to all of you? Okay. So now यो solid gold sphere लाई नै गलाएर एउटा के बनाउँदैछ? रड बनाउँदैछ नि त। भनेपछि हामीले यसको के निकाल्नु पर्छ? भोल्युम निकाल्नु पर्छ। सबभन्दा पहिला हामी स्फियर को भोल्युम निकाल्नु। So what is the radius of the solid gold sphere? So let us write here radius of the solid gold sphere. What is it given? It is 4.2 centimeter. Is that clear? Let us find out the volume of the solid gold sphere. Therefore, volume of the solid gold sphere is equal to, what is the formula? It is 4 upon 3 pi r cube. Okay, so which is equal to 4 upon 3 pi, keep it as it is. What is r whole cube? It is 4.2 whole cube. What is the unit? It is centimeter cube. Don't simplify it. Okay, simplify गरेन भने सजिलो भएर जान्छ. अहिले नै सिम्प्लिफाई नगर्नु झन् कम्प्लिकेटेड हुन्छ. यतिकै राख्नु यो. अब यसलाई नै गलाएर भत्काएर के बनाउँदैछ? एउटा राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्ड्रिकल रड बनाउँदैछ, जसको रेडियस चाहिँ कति दिएको छ? 2.8 सेन्टिमिटर भनेर दिएको छ. त तिमीले चाहिँ के निकाल्नु पर्छ? त्यो राइट सर्कुलर रडको चाहिँ हामी के निकाल्छौं? लेन्थ निकाल्छौं. ठीक छ हैन त? So I think you have understood the question. So now let us write here radius of the right circular rod, radius of the right circular rod is equal to कति छ? It is 2.8 centimeter. So you have to find out the length of the right circular rod. Let the length of the rod be h centimeter. तो इसको पनि हामी के निकालौं? भोल्युम निकालौं. Therefore volume of the rod, so it is of right circular cylindrical shape. What is the formula? It is pi r square h. Pi remains as it is. What is radius here? 2.8 whole square. 2.8 whole square into what is the length or height? It is h. What is the formula? Centimeter cube. Is that clear? So now what happens to these two values now? यही solid gold sphere लाई भत्काएर गलाएर नै के बनाएको? यो रड बनाएको हो नि त. बस यो दुईटाको भोल्युम के हुनुपर्छ? सेम हुनु पर्यो. The volume of this solid gold sphere and the volume of the right circular cylindrical rod must be equal. Okay, so now let us equate these two. That is, therefore pi 2.8 whole square into h, that is the volume of the right circular cylindrical rod, that is pi into 2.8 whole square into h, which is equal to 4/3 pi, which is equal to 4/3 pi, then 4.2 whole cube. Then it is 4.2 whole cube. Is that clear? So let us simplify it. Okay, so here you can cancel this pi gets cancels, or now what is the value for h? How can you get the value for h here? Now h is equal to, now this 2.8 whole square should be taken to the right hand side. So it will be 4 into 4.2 whole cube divided by 3 into 2.8 whole square. Now let us simplify it. Okay, so is equal to 4 into, what is 4.2 whole cube? 4.2 is multiplied thrice. 4.2 into 4.2 into 4.2 whole divided by 3 into, what is 2.8 whole square? 2.8 into 2.8. Is that clear? So here after decimal point there is one figure, this point gets cancels, this point gets cancels. So which is equal to 4 into, this is your 42 into 4.2 divided by, this is 3 into 28 into 28. Clear? Next, this is 4 ones are 4, 4 sevens are 28. This is 7 ones are 7, 7 sixes are 42. This is 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6. This is 2 ones are 2, 2 14s are 28. Okay, so 14 ones are 14, 14 threes are 42, right? So which is equal to, this is 3 into 4.2 only, isn't it? in the numerator we have 3 into 4.2 divided by 1 into 1 into 1 is 1. 1 in the denominator, you don't have to write it, okay? So which is equal to, this is 3 2s are 6, 3 2s are 6, 3 4s are 12. Now after decimal point, there is only one figure. You have to write down decimal point before one figure from the end. That is, before 6, you write down the decimal point. So this is your height, okay? What is the unit? Height means this will be centimeter, 12.6 centimeter. So what is the height of the right circular rod? It is 12.6 centimeter. Therefore, height of the circular rod, height of the circular rod is equal to, what is the answer? It is 12.6 centimeter. It is 12.6 centimeter. So what is the height of the circular rod? It is 12.6 centimeter. So that is the final answer. So you can copy it. Now we'll do the next problem. So now we'll do the next question, that is question number 11. The question is, if a solid silver sphere of a diameter of 6 decimeter is melted and recasted into a solid right circular rod, then let us determine the length of the diameter of this rod, whose length is 1 decimeter. तो यहाँ के दिएको छ, एउटा solid silver sphere दिएको छ जसको diameter कति छ 6 decimeter. It is melted and it is recasted into a right circular cylindrical rod. So in this case you have to find out, or you have to determine the length of the diameter of the rod whose height or length is 1 decimeter. तो एउटा के दिएको छ, एउटा solid silver sphere दिएको छ जसको डायमिटर कति दिएको रहेछ 6 decimeter. यसलाई मेल्ट गरियो अनि it is recasted into a right circular cylindrical rod. एउटा रड बनाए यहाँबाट. त तिमीले के निकाल्नु छ, त्यो रडको लेन्थ अफ द डायमिटर निकाल्नु पर्छ जसको लेन्थ अफ द रड चाहिँ कति दिएको छ 1 decimeter भनेर दिएको छ. ठीक छ? त यहाँ रिकास्टेड, मेल्टेड भनेपछि हामीले भोल्युम निकाल्नु पर्छ. त पहिला केलाई मेल्ट गरिँदैछ, एउटा सलिड स्फियरलाई मेल्ट गरिँदैछ. त त्यो सलिड स्फियरको हामी के निकाल्छौं, भोल्युम निकाल्छौं. सो व्हाट इज द डायमिटर अफ द सलिड स्फियर? देयरफोर लेट अस राइट हियर डायमिटर अफ द सलिड स्फियर. Diameter of the solid sphere is equal to 6 decimeter. So what is its radius? So its radius is equal to 6 upon 2 is equal to, this is 3 decimeter. So I think you have understood it. Okay. So now let us find out the volume of the solid sphere. Therefore, volume of the solid sphere. So volume of the solid sphere is equal to, what is the formula? It is 4/3 pi r cube is equal to 4 upon 3 pi. What is r whole cube? It is 3 whole cube. It is decimeter cube, or you may write cubic decimeter. ठीक छ? त अब हामीले भोल्युम निकाल्यौं. अब यही solid sphere लाई गलाउँदैछ and it is recasted into a right circular cylindrical rod whose length is 1 decimeter, and you have to find out the length of the diameter of the rod. Okay, so first of all let us assume the radius of the rod. Let the radius of the rod be r decimeter. Let the radius of the rod be, it is r decimeter. Okay, what is the length or height of the rod? Height of the rod, height of the rod is equal to 1 decimeter. त त्यही स्फियरलाई गलाएर नै एउटा रड बनाइदैछ भनेपछि रडको पनि हामी के निकाल्छौं भोल्युमै निकाल्छौं therefore volume of the rod is equal to what is the formula it is pi r square h okay so let us write pi as it is r square into h is 1 so which is equal to pi r square what is the formula what is the unit it is decimeter not formula unit is decimeter cube okay त यही सलिड स्फियरलाई गलाएर नै एउटा के बनाइदैछ रड बनाइदैछ भनेपछि यो दुईटाको भोल्युम के हुनुपर्छ इक्वल हुनु पर्यो हैन so let us write here therefore so we can equate the volume pi r square is equal to this is pi r square is equal to 4/3 pi 3 whole cube 4/3 pi 3 whole cube okay so here this pi gets cancels or r square is equal to 4/3 into 3 cube is 27 so 3 1s are 3 3 9s are 27 therefore r square is 9 4s are 36 what is r is equal to it is root over 36 that means r is equal to 6 what is the unit it is decimeter so what is r here r is the radius of the rod therefore radius of the rod radius of the rod so radius of the rod is equal to 6 decimeter but what is to be determined here you have to find out the length of the diameter of the rod you have to get the diameter of the rod this 6 should be multiplied by 2 therefore diameter of the rod so this radius should be multiplied by 2 that is 6 into 2 which is equal to 12 decimeter so this is the final answer so I think you have understood it so you can copy it now we will do the next question so now we'll do the next question that is question number 12 so the question number 12 here is the length of the radius of the cross section of a solid right circular cylindrical rod is 3.2 decimeter so what is the length of the radius of the right circular cylindrical rod it is 3.2 decimeter so the length of the radius of the right circular cylinder rod is 3.2 decimeter. So by melting the rod, 21 solid spheres are made. त्यो रडलाई गलाएर मेल्ट गरेर चाहिँ त्योबाट कतिवटा solid spheres बनाएछ 21 solid spheres are made. Okay? And if the radius of the sphere is 8 centimeter, then let us determine the length of the rod. If the radius of each sphere is 8 centimeter, if the length of the radius of each sphere is 8 centimeter, then let us determine the length of the rod. You have to get the length of the rod. Is that clear? तो यहाँ क्वेश्चनमा के दिएको छ एउटा राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डर रड दिएको छ जसको लेन्थ अफ द रेडियस कति दिएको रहेछ 3.2 डेसिमिटर ठीक छ त यसलाई गलाएर 21 सलिड स्फियर्स आर मेड त यो रडलाई गलाएर चाहिँ कतिवटा सलिड स्फियर्स बनिँदैछ 21 सलिड स्फियर्स आर मेड अनि यदि प्रत्येक सलिड स्फियरको रेडियस 8 सेन्टिमिटर छ भने you have to find out the length of the right circular cylindrical rod. Is the question clear to all of you? So okay, so let us start the solution now. So first of all, let us assume the length of the rod. let the length of the right circular cylindrical rod be h centimeter. BH सेन्टिमिटरमा चेन्ज गरौँ हामी, ठीक छ? किन रेडियस अफ द स्फियर 8 सेन्टिमिटरमा दिएको छ भने यसलाई पनि हामी सेन्टिमिटरमा लेख्छौँ. So what is the radius of the rod? Radius of the rod is equal to how much is it given? Radius, it is 3.2 decimeter. 3.2 decimeter. यसलाई पनि हामी सेन्टिमिटरमै लान्छौँ. डेसिमिटर चाहिँ सेन्टिमिटर भन्दा अलिकति ठुलो युनिट हो. त डेसिमिटर देखि सेन्टिमिटर लाँदा चाहिँ सानो युनिटमा हामी लाँदैछौँ. एक स्टेप सानो युनिटमा लाँदैछौँ भने मल्टिप्लाई गर्छौँ 10 ले. So 3.2 into 10 is equal to 320 भयो. So after decimal point there is one figure. So you have to write down decimal point before one figure from the end. So which is equal to, this is 32 centimeter. So this is the radius of the rod. So let us find out the volume of the rod. किनभने हामीले भोल्युम चाहिँ किन निकाल्दैछौँ भन्दाखेरि त्यो रडलाई नै गलाएर 21 सलिड स्फियर्सहरु बनाइँदैछ. त्यही कारण हामीले के निकाल्नु छ? भोल्युम अफ द राइट सर्कुलर रड. Therefore volume of the right circular cylindrical rod. So volume of the right circular cylindrical rod is equal to, what is the formula? It is pi r square h. Don't simplify it again, okay? Pi remains as it is, pi. What is radius of the rod? It is 32 whole square. 32 whole square into, what is h? We don't know. We have to get the height of the rod. So this is h. What is the unit? Cubic centimeter. Okay? अब यसैलाई नै गलाएर कतिवटा सलिड स्फियर्स बनिँदैछ? 21 सलिड स्फियर्स बनिँदैछ, जसमा प्रत्येकको रेडियस अफ द स्फियर कति रहेछ? 8 सेन्टिमिटर. So now let us write here radius of each sphere. Radius of each sphere is equal to, how much is it? This is 8 centimeter. So now let us find out volume here also. किनभने त्यही राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्ड्रिकल रडलाई गलाएर नै सानो सलिड स्फियर्सहरु बनिँदैछ, त्यसको पनि हामी प्रत्येकको के निकाल्छौँ? भोल्युमै निकाल्छौँ. ठीक छ? So volume of each sphere. Volume of each sphere is equal to, what is the formula? 4/3 pi r cube, which is equal to 4/3 pi. What is r whole cube? Radius of each sphere 8. That is your 8 whole cube. What is the unit? Cubic centimeter. यो चाहिँ एउटा स्फियरको मात्र हो. एउटा स्फियरको मात्र भोल्युम कति भयो? यति 4/3 pi 8 whole cube cubic centimeter. तर यहाँ क्वेशनले कतिवटा बनाउँछ भन्दैछ? सलिड स्फियर्स 21 सलिड स्फियर्स. So what is the volume of 21 solid spheres? This volume of each sphere should be multiplied by 21. Okay? So now let us write here. Therefore volume of 21 solid spheres. Volume of 21 solid spheres is equal to, this volume of each sphere should be multiplied by 21 now. So it is 21 into 4/3 pi and 8 whole cube. Okay? So this is your 8 whole cube. So what is the unit here? This is cubic centimeter. This is cubic centimeter. Here you can cancel this. 3 1s are 3, 3 7s are 21, 7 4s are 28 pi, and this is 8 whole cube cubic centimeter. लो अब हामी यहाँ राम्रोसँग बुझ्ने चेष्टा गरौँ. अब यहाँ अघि के भन्दै थियो भन्दाखेरि यो राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्ड्रिकल रड जुन चाहिँ थियो त्यसलाई नै गलाएर यो 21 solid spheres बनाउँदैछ भनेपछि यसको भोल्युम जति हुन्छ त्यसको भोल्युम पनि त्यति नै हुन्छ यही राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डरलाई गलाएर नै 21 solid spheresहरु बनाए नि त भनेपछि यो दुईटाको भोल्युम पनि के हुनुपर्छ इक्वल हुनु पर्यो त्यही राइट सर्कुलर सिलिन्डरलाई नै गलाएर नै 21 solid spheresहरु बनाउँदैछ सो यो दुईटाको भोल्युम पनि के हुनुपर्छ इक्वल हुनुपर्छ ठीक छ सो therefore we can write here so pi 32 whole square into h is equal to this is 28 pi and this is your 8 whole cube from both the sides you can cancel this pi or h is equal to 28 into 8 whole cube divided by 32 whole square. Is that clear? So let us simplify it. Or h is equal to this is 28 into what is 8 whole cube? 8 into 8 into 8 divided by 32 whole square means it is only 32 into 32. Is that clear? So cancel it. 8 ones are 8, 8 fours are 32. 8 ones are 8, 8 fours are 32. 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8. 4 ones are 4, 4 sevens are 28. Therefore, h is equal to, this is 1 ones are 1. 1 is in the denominator. You don't have to write it. So it is 7 twos are what? 14. What is the unit? This is the centimeter. So what is the height of the right circular cylindrical rod? It is 14 centimeter. So that is the final answer. So now let us write h was the height, isn't it? h हामीले के सपोज गरेको थियौ length of the right circular cylindrical rod is 8 centimeter. So what is the value here? 14 centimeter. That is the answer. Therefore height of the right circular rod, height of the right circular cylindrical rod or length of the rod भन्दा पनि हुन्छ or हामीले height लेख्दा पनि हुन्छ. So height of the right circular cylindrical rod is equal to कति भयो? What is the answer? It is 14 centimeter. So this is your 14 centimeter. So that is the final answer. So this question is also very important. You can mark it. Okay, so I hope you have understood it. So you can copy it. So this much is for today. त आज हामीले कतिवटा प्रब्लम गर्यौं सायद 5 वटा प्रब्लम गर्यौं यो प्रब्लम तिमीले घरमा राम्रोसँग रिभिजन गर्नु बुझ्ने चेष्टा गर्नु बुझेन मलाई सोध्न सक्छौ कल गर्न सक्छौ बुझ्नु छैन So in the next online class we will do more problems on this real life problems related to different solid objects that is about mensuration. So this much is for today.